of you out there in Los Angeles waving those foreign flags, and in the same breath you're screaming about your American rights, you need to sit down because you sound damn. Let's get one thing straight. You do not get to torch American cities while you're flying some other country's flag and then cry about how you're out here trying to defend freedom under the U.S. Constitution. Because you're not. You're a freaking domestic terrorist, period. Illegal immigrants, the people that you're out here rioting and burning down Los Angeles for, do not have constitutional rights. Why, you may ask? And I'm going to say this loud and clear for the people in the way back in the cheap seats, because they're not American citizens. And if you are defending these criminals who are not even supposed to be here, guess what? You're just as guilty. And for all of y'all out here losing your damn mind because Donald Trump sent in the National Guard and you're out here screaming, it's unconstitutional. Oh, really? Well, let me help you read, since you clearly skipped that part. Because when you join the U.S. military, you take an oath to defend the Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic. And guess what? Ding, ding, ding. You're the domestic enemy. You are not protesting. You are terrorizing. You are not defending the freedom. You are burning it down. And that is why the National Guard is coming in. Not to silence you, not to oppress you, but to defend American citizens from you. You don't get to destroy this country and then try to hide behind the rights that you are actively trying to burn down. You are not the victims. You are the unhappy volunteers. And the real Americans, we're done playing nice.
Ooh. I love it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your man Wise. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button for me. I appreciate you guys pulling up, man. I got a couple clips to share with you guys, but if you guys agree with everything that this young lady said, please make sure y'all hit me with a fist emoji, a strength emoji, a salute emoji, one of the three. Put it down in the daggone comment section. I want to see it. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. We got some patriots to check out, but we also got to check out some of the craziness that's happening across this country.
When I tell you, the first time I ever voted was for President Trump this past election, I feel like one of the best decisions I ever made. Like, are you guys tired of winning yet? Because I am not. I am not tired. So as you know, birthright citizenship, right? And let me just speak on it to the people that don't really understand. Birthright citizenship was set in place to slaves that were brought to this country against their will. It was not for the illegal immigrants that broke the law to come here pregnant and then give birth and then now you're a citizen. That's not what it was about. So, birthright citizenship has been being abused. Because people think they can come here pregnant or get pregnant, and as long as they push out a baby on American soil, that means that they're Americans. And I just love that is no longer. Ain't no better time to be a proud patriot than right now.
Oh, I agree with her 1000%. We're taking our nation back. We finally have an administration that's decided to put the American people first, the American citizens first. Oh, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. And the winning continues, and I'm 100% here for it. 100% here for it.
President Donald Trump signing an executive order today to create the National Center for Warrior Independence to be located at the sprawling West LA Veterans Campus at Wilshire Boulevard and the 405 freeway. When the new center is developed by 2028, the White House says it could house up to 6,000 homeless veterans. The nonprofit Veterans Collective says it welcomes the news and hopes the West LA campus can serve as a model for future veteran housing sites across the nation.
We've been able to drive down the homeless veteran population considerably over the 10 years by about 50%. But there are still, for instance, here in Los Angeles, 3,000 veterans living on the streets. So we need to continue to do more. If we can successfully create this model, a nonprofit joining with the VA, both doing what they do best, then that's a model that can be replicated across the country.
Stephen Peck says the nonprofit Veterans Collective has already raised $1 billion to help fund its homeless to housing initiatives to create a thriving veteran community on the West LA campus. There are already more than 1,000 vets housed there. This is a big story. We will continue to follow it.
This is phenomenal. Great news. We have to do what we have to do to take care of our veterans, our brothers and sisters that serve this nation. There is no reason for them to be on the streets. There's no reason for them to be on the streets, especially when you've spent tons and tons of money on people that shouldn't even be here. So I appreciate President Trump putting his money where his mouth is, standing up once again for Americans, but for those who serve this nation, who wore the uniform. Really, really appreciate that. I'm for certain that it's going to have some form of counseling, because we know that a lot of the brothers and sisters that did serve, they suffer from post-traumatic syndrome. They suffer from, alcoholism, different types of drug abuse. Hopefully it will have some programs in there to help these people continue to move forward and to help to get their lives back on track. But this is something extremely positive. Shout out to President Trump, man, for doing that, man. That's awesome.
In 1 week, I have seen in my city, black men power washing parking lots, black men doing roofing work, black men doing lawn services around businesses in my city. Things are starting to look like the old days again. Black Man Thoughts 2.0, and I'm out. Peace.
Awesome. Yeah, they said that Americans wouldn't do this type of work. They said that black Americans wouldn't do this type of work. They wouldn't power wash. They wouldn't work in construction. They wouldn't work in the warehouses. They wouldn't work at the meat packaging plants. That's what they said. All in the name of being able to allow a voter block to come over and replace us. And I'm glad to see that this brother's reporting on it. I discussed it about 2 weeks ago about the meat packaging plant. These are positives. These are positive. We're taking our nation back one day at a time. I need you guys to see this. This was the raid from the meat packaging plant out there in Nebraska. Check this out.
20.
Hey, who's the sizzle with operator?
Yes.
Come back over here. We can find the guy in front of
Hey, this situation right here is opening up opportunities for Americans. This situation right here. Lord knows, we need more of our brothers and sisters out there across the country. We need them getting into these opportunities. And we need to send the people that should not be here, undocumented folks, illegal immigrants that shouldn't be here working. They need to go back to their homeland and reroute and try again, but do it the right way. We're not anti-immigrant. We're not that. We're not anti-immigrant in this nation. We're just not. We're anti-illegal immigrant that, displaces American workers. It lowers wages. It keeps small businesses from competing with some of these folks who come over here and undercut bids by 50%. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy the things that we've had to deal with, all in the name of the Democrats bringing in a new voter block, because that's what this is about. And the reality of it is this: not only did they bring a new voter block in, they brought a voter block or attempted to bring a new voter block that's more in line with the current party's agenda. They brought people from communist nations who are well, averse of communism, and they're okay with it. And in some cases, some of these people are advocating for it in our country, even though they left places that were communist, that were terrible. But the Democrat Party, who is basically a socialist communist party at this point, they've brought people on that believe in that ideology, hook, line, and sinker. And for the life of me, I don't understand why, because y'all left place. If it was so great, why not stay wherever the heck you were at, where you were at in your homeland, especially in places like Venezuela and Cuba. If you really like it so bad, go back there, or you should have just stayed. I'm just saying. But I got a couple more clips to share with you guys. I mean, raids, situations, of people being caught on the terrorist watch list. I mean, this is crazy what's been going on.
interesting enough, I don't think most Americans know, but the majority of those who came into our country and who were on terror watch lists actually wasn't from the southern border. In 2023, they came from the northern border. They came from Canada. And I think that's also something that we should be driving home at this point as well, because that's very critical. Now, the sleeper cell story, everyone keeps telling me that it's overplayed. And my source, retired FBI agent, was the one who was telling me that keep in mind that the FBI is saying that they're going to monitor individuals. Well, they're going to probably use this as an excuse to surveil the rest of us as well, because that's what they've done time and time again. So while we sit here and we watch them go back and forth and tell us that there is this threat here, why aren't we having ICE go pick up these people? Why isn't DHS getting involved? When the FBI is telling you that they're just going to monitor these individuals, that usually means it's some type of surveillance scheme.
Well, that's so concerning because we see with like our FBI whistleblower friends and stuff, and they, you know, like Steve Friend goes out there online and he posts things of the FBI and, oh, well, the FBI is going to take credit for this or that, when it was like local law enforcement that would go out and do this. And we all hope and pray that things are changing there at the FBI. But when you look at it, on the face of this, when we know that this level of threat is out there, and what they're doing is they're saying, oh, we're going to watch this, right? And we've seen event after event take place on the U.S. homeland and, you know, the Trump assassination attempts and whatnot. Well, oftentimes they say, oh, we knew about these guys ahead of time. That's the problem. When you're only going to say we're going to surveil people.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I do not like the idea of them just watching and monitoring and surveilling people who are on the actual terror watch list. I'm not a fan of that at all. And what we do know about Congress is this could be another way for them to siphon a few more rights away from us. I'm just saying. But the fact that they are, it makes me feel, I feel a certain kind of way. The fact that they have identified some of these people. There's still a bunch of them out there, though. The
Trump administration steps up ICE raids and mass deportations. One tech developer is pushing back with an app designed to track ICE activity in real time. It's called ICE Block, and it's controversial to say the least. Senator Claire Duffy is with us now. How does this work, Claire, and what are the legal implications?
This should be illegal. Could you imagine having an application that tells drug dealers when the police are about to pull up on the block? Or, you know, an application that tells gun runners when the FBI is drug smugglers, you know, when the DEA is on their tail. Could you imagine that? Like, this should be illegal. This should not be a thing.
Yeah, John, I talked with Joshua Aaron, who is the longtime tech worker who developed this platform, and he said he really wants it to be an early warning system for people about the location of Immigrations and Customs Enforcement officers. So he says he does not want people interfering with those officers' activity, but he does want people to be able to avoid them altogether if they want. So you open the app, it looks like a map, and users can tap the map to report an ICE sighting in their area, and then everybody who uses the platform within 5 miles of that sighting will get a push alert. This is a free iPhone app. It is anonymous. Aaron says he doesn't collect any user data. And what I think is really interesting about this in this moment is we've seen so many of the biggest leaders in tech supporting President Trump, but Aaron is sort of an example of the fact that there are people within the tech industry who are really resistant to Trump's policies. I asked him what he would say to those tech leaders who, for example, were at the inauguration. Here's what he told me. Take a listen.
I understand that you have shareholders to report to. I understand that you have employees that need their paychecks. But at what point do you say enough is enough?
And John, I should say that ICE did not respond when I asked them about this platform and about Aaron's opposition to their activity.
The Trump administration steps.
This dude's full of sugar honey iced tea, man. He really is. He's full of it. The fact that he would create an app that goes against federal law, goes against us enforcing the actual law, federal law. People got to remember that crossing the border illegally, it is a crime. It's a misdemeanor the first time. If you get deported, the next time you come back, it's a felony from that point on. So the fact that these people keep coming out here saying that, oh, it's not illegal, it's not a crime, so forth and so on, for someone to, you know, cross the border, you know, without authorization, it's ridiculous. It really is. And I hope that the FBI goes in and shuts this dude down and, you know, maybe toss a heavy fine at his behind for basically getting in the way of federal business. Simple as that, man. This dude's got to go, man. This is ridiculous.
Breaking news. Brand new information on an alleged human smuggling hub in Van Nuys. Air 7 was over the home just a few hours ago, and this was seen near Woodley in Satakoy. Our Mark Cotarobis is live in the newsroom with details. Mark.
Yeah, David and Giovanna, Customs and Border Protection providing us new information. Within the past 90 minutes or so, the agency also posted this new video of an arrest. CBP says that they executed a federal search warrant today targeting a human smuggling hub tied to national security threats. 2 people were arrested. 7 other Iranian nationals were taken into custody earlier this week at the same address. Some of those people were on the FBI terror watch list, we've learned. CBP says the smuggling network has trafficked people from adversarial regimes, including Iran, posing direct risk to U.S. national security. Now, this all comes less than a week after the U.S. bombed Iran's nuclear sites. There was some concern Iran would look to retaliate.
Yeah, so let the federal government do their job. Let the ICE agents do their job. Let Border Patrol do their job. Let the FBI do their job. Seriously. We have people over here right now that has been let through either the southern or the northern border, because we found out that, a lot of these folks that came over here that may be on the terror watch list may have come from the northern border. But regardless of which border they came from, they need to be up out of here. And we need to allow ICE agents to do their job. We have people in this country right now that don't mean us any good, and we need to allow them to do what they need to do. Seriously. I'm glad it's happening. I'm glad to see it. My hopes is, like the brother mentioned, where he was like, hey, I'm seeing brothers doing construction and roofing and power washing. Absolutely. Absolutely. We need to see more Americans doing these jobs. Seriously. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Like, share, subscribe, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Come join us Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for ARP in the morning. Come check us out. Support the channel financially. Buy your man a coffee, or you can join the ARP family. Links in the description box below. Keep God first, stay prayed up. I really appreciate you guys. We'll catch up with you all next time. Peace.
Vibes so raw.